Alrighty, welcome back, boys and girls. It's your main math man, Mr. Shank, coming to you live from Walker Graham Middle School. And in this video, we're still working on that SOL review guide, and now we're talking about that 7.7. So we're now working with these transformations, and specifically, we're talking about translations and reflections. Again, we're sliding for translations, so we're just adding to the x and y values, and then for reflections, we are just flipping over an axis. So we're taking the opposite of either the x values or the opposite of the y values. Again, make sure you can say, again, the pre-image is point A, and then the new image point is A prime with that little dash over it. Also too, I like to do it like this. Again, your order pairs x and y, and say it slides 3 to the right and 1 down. You just use those y values, or excuse me, those x values and y values, add them together, make sure you're using those integer values. Also, as a reminder for the reflection, again, if it's over the x axis, the x is the same and the y is opposite. However, if it's over the y-axis, the y is the same and the x is the opposite. All right, so now working on that number 1, it says use the quadrilateral to the right to answer questions 1 through 4. It says quadrilateral LMNP is translated 4 up and 3 left. Make sure you're using those keywords as well. So let me write that over here. So again, you have an order pair x and y, and you're saying, okay, the keywords that go with that, you're gonna say left and right. Again, you have negative and positive for your x values, and for your y values, you have up and down. Down are going to be positive and negative. So make sure you're using those keywords. So now, let me just have it like this. So we have, for this, we have 4 up, so that's going to be plus 4 to the y, and we have 3 left, which are going to be minus 3 to the x. So what is the coordinate of n prime? So let's actually list off what we currently have. So we have, let's see, we have n original is going to be 2, negative 3. It's 2, negative 3. Again, we subtract 3 to the x, so let's do minus 3 and then plus 4. So our n prime is going to be negative 1, positive 1. For p, it says it's reflected over the y-axis. So again, make sure you can highlight that y-axis or put your hand on it. You're saying, okay, I'm reflecting over, and so I should be ending in that quadrant. And so now I can also say this. So I have my original point p is going to be 4, negative 3. I have 4, negative 3. And it's saying I'm reflecting over the y. So I take the x is opposite and the y stays the same. So that means that my p prime is going to be negative 4, negative 3, which makes sense because it would end up over here. For number 3, it says that quadrilateral reflected over the x and then 2 down. So make sure you are following that order. So let's first reflect over the x, and so let's have, so L original is, it says 4, negative 5, so 4, negative 5. Then it says we reflect over x, so over x, we have the y is opposite. So that means L prime, again, we're doing 2 transformations. We're doing, the first one is going to be the y is opposite, so L prime is going to be 4, positive 5, and then we have it's translated 2 down. So we were saying we take our x value plus 0, and we do the y value minus 2. So L double prime is going to be 4, 4, 2. So now for number 4, it says that quadrilateral is for left, and then reflected y, and we're talking about m now. So we have m, original is 2, -5, 2, -5, and it's saying it's going for left, so I do -4 plus 0, since I don't have any up or down. So then it's saying m prime is going to be -2, -5. And then m double prime, again, we're reflecting across the y, so our y stays the same, so over y, the x is now opposite, and so he's saying m double prime is going to be 2, -5. So let me circle those answers, that way you guys can't see them. All right, again, the double prime is just saying it has 2 transformations. All right, and then last one on this part, it says, which of the following does not show a translation of the black image? So a translation, again, is only sliding. You're only sliding, so it doesn't rotate or doesn't flip or anything like that. So the only one, again, it still should be pointing the same way, so the only one is figure 3. Moving on to number 6. Moving on to number 6, it says quadrilateral KLMN was transformed so that K prime was located at -2, -8, which could possibly be a transformation that could occur. So, all right, so K original is, where are we at here? -8, -8, and +6. So we have -8, +6, and it's saying, okay, K prime was, or is, excuse me, -8, -2. All right. So we could say it's actually going to be C, since we did -8 plus 0. We did +0 to the x, it stayed the same, and then we did -8 to the y, so it only slid down 8 units. For number 7, it says quadrilateral RSTU is reflected across the y-axis and then translated 3 down. Which coordinates best represent S prime? So let's have original S. Original S is going to be -3, 5. So original S is -3, 5. Cross the y-axis means the x is opposite and y is the same. So we have S prime is going to be, after we reflect it, it's going to be +3, +5, and then we did over the y-axis, and then we're doing 3 down, which is subtracting 3 from the y, so we have S double prime is going to be 3, 2. So we have 3, 2. And then for number 8, it says if triangle ABC is reflected across the y, all the following points would be part of the image except, and so let's see, so across the y, a good way to check or quickly do this is to see, hey, it should be the same distance from that axis that is reflecting over. So those points should be the same distance that they are reflecting over, meaning this. If I'm going across, let me actually highlight for you guys, not y-axis, okay. Let me say I'm reflecting across the y-axis, And so kind of predict where it's going to look like. Well, it's not going to go too far since it's only reflecting over there and it's on that axis. That means this. Point A is 2 steps away, so that means A prime has to be 2 steps away. C is 1 step away, so that means C prime has to be 1 step away, and then B prime has to be 2 steps away as well. So that's another way to see that there. And so I have A prime is 2, -2. I have B prime. I have B prime as 2, -4. And I have C prime as -1, -4, -1, -4. And so which of these does not fit? It is going to be C. C is not a point because it's one that's actually up here. So we know that that is false. And then lastly, for number 9, it says the vertex of the pre-image of a rectangle is located at 1, -2. What is the order pair for the vertex of the image after translated to the right and then reflected? So, one step at a time. Let's call it point V. So it says V is V is going to be 1, -2. So first thing that they do is going to be 4 to the right. So 4 right. We're going to have V prime is going to be 5, -2. And then it reflects over the y-axis, which means the y stays the same. So V double prime is going to be 5, it's going to be -5 since we take the opposite of the x values. So we're saying -5, -2 as that image.